Nobody's
Yo,
ever
what's up,
be
everybody? Welcome back to the 1 a.m. podcast. I'm your host, Rashad Milligan, here with my co-host, Jelani Easley and Mr. Mo Knowles. Fellas, how you guys doing today?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. Mo?
I'm doing good, man. Can't complain. You know, another day, another dollar, another pod.
I heard that. This man, Mo, he did something like this in the intro, and it reminded me. This was we didn't even talk about this just a couple of seconds ago, but it reminded me. Sage Steele, she went out and tweeted. I don't know if you guys saw it, but she tweeted. She was tweeting Clay Travis, and she said something like, they were talking about all the kids who got killed in Chicago over the past year, and then all the kids who have died from COVID in the past year, and how like there's more kids killed in Chicago than the COVID. And she said, "Oh my gosh, I got to pull it up. Because
I saw the tweet. It was very, very MAGA-ish.
Yeah, Sage Steele is crazy. Sage Steele is wild, bro. Like she's out there, and she's been doing this for years. Like, right? But it's like, dog, like this was a crazy tweet. Hold on, I'm trying to pull it up right now. But yeah, Sage Steele, like I said, she has. Here we go. All right. Oh my gosh. She was like, kids shot, all caps, different spaces. This sick trend continues as far as it has for years in Chicago. Funny
years
about it publicly. Much less does anything about it. But yes, let's keep masking up our children. Shaking my head, all caps once again. Another space. Once again, when facts don't fit the narrative. Sage Steele, what the heck?
Yeah, like
there's violence in the Black community. There's a product of opportunity zones, lack of opportunity zones. That's a product of the inequality of bad wage gaps, of terrible wage gaps, large wage gaps in the country. It's a product of the things that this country has presented to certain communities, specifically people of color, who you are talking about here. With the Chicago, we know what when you're talking about kids getting shot in Chicago, we know you're talking about the Black community that you're trying to dress up. How can something that this country created itself relate to your kids having to wear a mask for 5 to 8 hours to save some lives?
There's so many things wrong with this tweet. I don't know where to start. First of all, she says nobody has spoken about it publicly. I promise you, every weekend there's probably a gun turn-in, a fish fry cookout, like a peace rally. There's something happening every weekend in Chicago. It's not like people are just like cool with the teenagers dying and getting killed. Like people are trying to do stuff about it. It's just like you said, it's a very complicated issue. It's a lot of different factors that go into, you know, Black on Black violence and teenagers shooting each other and stuff like that. Secondly, you act like it can't be possible for like the masks, like for kids to wear masks and for like someone to clean up Chicago at the same time. Like those two issues can't be coexisting at the same time. She's an interesting character, man. She's definitely a one of one, you know. No, I can't say a one of one because like Candace Owens, it's more than just her.
Hey, yo, can we go to the tweet from Clay Travis that she was replying to? I want to see what, like, oh, okay. Because it's just like how she hit the kids shot. I'm like, yo, like, where this came from?
Yo, Fox News, this is a wild graphic to make, bro.
Yeah, like, wow. Well, I mean, you know, as far as Sage Steele, man, this is just her. You know, Shorty went to Bloomington, University of Indiana, Bloomington. I believe that's where that's at. And, you know, Indiana, man, crazy. I did not know how racist Indiana was. I guess because they ain't really known for nothing. It's like we don't really even think about it.
They're known for Larry Bird and basketball.
Yeah, like that's all you really kind of think about. But it's like, it's crazy, you know, like the KKK got restarted back up there. Yeah, I think it was like one of the like their another rising of it. In like the 50s or something. It started in like Indiana. Yeah, because I remember who was it? Isaiah Thomas went to Indiana, right?
Yeah, Isaiah Thomas went up there.
Yeah,
Oh
and
yeah.
y'all ever heard the story when he was talking about how his brother asked coach what was the coach that was wilding out throwing chairs and
Bobby
stuff?
Knight.
Bobby Knight.
Yeah. He asked Bobby Knight, he was like, how are you going to protect my son if the KKK come to town? And then he was like, if he play well, I ain't gotta protect him. So
Yo,
yeah,
Bobby Knight was a wild man. If you said, okay, Bobby Knight is a wild man, I believe he's still here.
I think so. Yeah.
yeah, nah, that was crazy. But yeah, I mean, as I said, that's just her. But I don't know. I don't feel like, as you said, these don't really correlate. You know, I understand that it's a very tragic thing what's happening in the Black community, but that doesn't have anything to do with you masking up your kids.
And it leads right into the topic of this week, the hottest topic at Media Day with the NBA of like the vaccination thing. So here's one thing because I see this all the time. Like Maul said it, and it's just an incorrect kind of like line of thinking in this sense. I'm all for this line of thinking in other, cases of the world and stuff, but um the whole thing of everybody just mind your business, like your parents taught you, mind your business. And if it's someone's business to do this, and if it's someone's business to do that, then let them do what they do. I agree with that, with everything except for this, because it's like this is only going to work the more people who get it, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what makes it work, because the more unvaccinated people, the more likely it is to spread. And the more likely you are to have more severe cases, et cetera, et cetera. So I guess just how do you guys feel about that? The reason why I said the two things connect is because if the kids don't die from COVID, right? But if the kids get COVID and then hand it off to their grandma or a teacher who's older, who has prior existing conditions, and they die, then it's a product of the kids spreading it to them. So I guess just how do you guys feel about kind of that entire kind of mindset of everybody mind your business, it's none of your business if someone else is vaccinated?
You just gotta live in a realistic society. People are, they're gonna do whatever they want to do. You're always gonna have like contrarians that don't want to do it, just not to do it. And then you have the thing that annoys me are the people, like I said, like the fake researchers, the people that act like they really out here doing like scientific research and really know more than these scientists and things like that have been putting millions of dollars and years of research and study into their field. Like, you can't just Google search and figure these type of things out. Like, people really dedicate their life to this type of stuff. So like, I kind of am on the side of minding my business. I don't really, like you said, realistically, you don't want people passing stuff around because your grandmother could get it or just anything like that. But like I said, I know people are going to do what they want to do. So there's no point of stressing over it.
It's for me, I agree with that, but it's just so crazy, just the misinformation that's going around, and I think that's why people are feeling like, I'm not even going to talk about it, because there's so many people, man. This dude at my job, man, he's like, he listens to Alex Jones, InfoWars, all that stuff. Like, he literally said that's the only news he listens to, because everybody else is fake media, and he was talking about, man, he came to me earlier this week because he's a big anti-vaxxer. If something's wrong with a person, I'll bet that person got the vaccine, and this man came to me. I ain't heard this, and I don't know, like, if y'all heard this. So I don't know where he got this from, but he's saying that women are going through menstrual bleeding as a result of the vaccine. They're saying babies are menstrual bleeding. Women who ain't had periods in 20 years are menstrual bleeding because of the vaccine. And it's like little stuff like that, when you're hearing all these crazy stories. That's why some people are like, I don't even know if I can like mess with it and stuff. And, I'm going to just respect my privacy because I don't even want to get into this debate. But I don't know, man. I've taken it. all the people I know that's taking it, they all good. And it's just, I don't know, it's annoying. And I feel like it just sucks that, it's such a thing that, like, respect my privacy, tell if you're vaccinated or not. And it's like, bro, just say if you, I don't know. Like, but I get it though. I get it at the same time because there are so many people who are on the other side, and then you'll have to deal with so much backlash to say if you're not vaccinated or to say if you are vaccinated. So, yeah.
I'm ready. I can afford some uncomfortable, moment. I can afford an uncomfortable moment and backlash and all of that for the sake of my health, and my safety. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to die. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't tell me what the deal was, because you want me to respect it, I don't want to die. Like, so it's like, I even had this thing in my family where we had a family get together, or someone else in my family had family get together back home, and they asked everybody if they were vaccinated, and one of the family members weren't vaccinated, so they didn't get invited. And then so of course they didn't take well to that, and they're like, I can't blah, 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 blah. And it's like, bro, like, folks ain't trying to die. We're not about to bring your unvaxxed self to the crib. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got kids, we got my mothers, who are like getting older and stuff like that. So I don't
Right.
know, man. Like, I feel like at that part you have to. I feel like in certain things you have to kind of sacrifice comfort. Like, it has to be an uncomfortable, awkward moment, just because it's like for your safety. It's like on a plane. If it's a lot of uncomfortable moments. I can't even think of a specific example in anything outside of this because we're in this town. So we're in this time. So like my mind is consumed with what we're going through right now. But in any other situation, if there was an uncomfortable conversation that needed to be had, you're gonna have it, for the long term benefits of it, or at least I would. That's just the type of person I am. And I'm not even I don't like conflict or anything like that, but if you have to have that uncomfortable moment to be better 2 months 3 months down the line, then so be it. That's just my take on it. And then
I feel for me
oh, go
personally,
ahead.
like, I'm not like, I don't condemn anybody who isn't vaccinated. So for me, it's not like I'm not gonna sit here and just be mad about it. But I think it's just so crazy how, like, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. Do you condemn people? Like, how do you feel? Like, I get how you feel, but I'm like, do you like really feel like, this person isn't vaccinated? Like, I don't know how I feel about this person because you're careless, because that's how some people are feeling.
At this point, yes. um you asked me a couple months ago, I would get it, because before it came out back in, I would say, January and last summer even, I was on the, I'm gonna wait a few months, right? I'm gonna wait a few months after it comes out to see, like the effects that it has on people, months down the line. That's the side I was on originally. And then January happened, where I lost, personally, I just lost a lot of people in like 1 week to COVID. And then including Sekou Smith, who wasn't in my family, to COVID that same kind of 2 week span. So after that, and then with my job being going to games and everything like that, over here in the South, it's been wide open pretty much the whole time. So that state championship basketball games or whatever, it was a packed gym, and there was a buzzer beater there and stuff like that. And that buzzer beater, everybody, running around the court, the student section rushing the court and security holding them back. I'm like, this is wild. And no one's, wearing masks after a while. Even back when people were being serious, people will wear their mask for a little while. But once it got uncomfortable and, everybody's like, oh, okay, I think we're good. I've done this a couple times at a couple events. The masks come off for the most part. Like, we've all been to events where we've seen that. So like with the majority of the people with their mask off in there in a packed stadium screaming and everything, I'm like, dog, like, this is my job. I gotta go here. So that's when I was like, okay, I'm getting it as soon as I'll be eligible to. So anyways, I got it early, relatively. And then so for the people say like, you came over to my crib, right? And we did the interview over the
Mhm.
summer, and you want vaccine. For that part, I'm like, okay, it's a little late, but I get it. Now in the fall, it's been out for nearly a year. Next month will make a year in November. At this point, yeah, I'm judging you. I'm judging you if you ain't got it by now.
Hey, Jelani,
What's up, bro?
How you respond to this? You vaccinated, bro?
I got the first. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. You know. No, it's like I said. It's like I'm not. Realistically, you would want it to where my hand looking crazy right now. Realistically, you would want it to where yeah, this is just not working right now. Wardrobe malfunction right on the
It looked like
podcast.
you had the little brim for a second.
I look like Tyrone Biggums on Chappelle Show.
You had the Ray J going on.
Yeah. I gotta give it a rest. Yeah, like realistically, you would have everybody do it, but it's like like I said, I always know it's gonna be people. No matter how many informed people you have or misinformed people, for whatever the reason is, you always gonna have like I won't use a certain word, but we're early in the podcast. The D head, no, the D head crew is just not gonna do it just because they just don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
you partially got to let people do what they do, and then worry about yourself, and then make sure your family is doing what they're doing, and then you know what I mean.
Example, Jelani. Family cookout, and then everybody come to the crib, right? And then this entire side of the family, they coming over with their kids, and they come over and they talking about, obviously the vaccine is going to be a topic they bring up. Oh man, I miss seeing y'all. I haven't seen y'all in a year. Blah blah blah. Now the vaccine's out. Oh, I ain't trusting them things. I ain't taking that. And it's a whole family. You talking about a whole 8 people, them and their kids. How would you feel if your grandmama over there, your great auntie, your older relatives? How would you feel in that moment?
We definitely had a cookout earlier this year before I was vaccinated. Now I was outside. I don't know if that makes it any much better, but I felt a little nasty. Not gonna lie to you. Keep with that being in mind, it was like my auntie's 50th birthday and like 4th of July at the same time. So it's like, we gonna cook out for that. Like some of the aunties was wearing masks and stuff like that, but you know what I mean? Luckily nobody caught COVID or anything like that. But yeah, I definitely in the back of my mind was thinking, it could end up being risky. I got some family I haven't seen since the pandemic started.
Yo, how do y'all feel about them calling this the new Jim Crow?
Calling what the new Jim Crow?
Oh, y'all haven't heard? Like, all right, so
no, I haven't.
A lot of and I've saw this on like Fox News and Republicans, they're calling this a new form of Jim Crow because the people who aren't vaccinated, you won't have the same privileges as the people who are vaccinated. And so they're literally kind of describing it as like eventually it's going to be vaccinated and non-vaccinated water fountains and shit like me and stuff. So
it's time to say it. It's time to say it. If I lose, it is what it is. I went out being honest. White folks want to be oppressed so bad. Why do y'all want to be oppressed? It's not a fun life. I promise you. It's not fun at all. I promise. It's not fun. Why do y'all want to be oppressed so bad?
Because it's like, I don't know, because you don't want to feel like you're the oppressor. It's like,
That's a bar.
So they look for any reason to kind of like feel like we're all on even playing field, and like I've also heard, there's all these different things. Everybody kind of has their thing where they try to make it seem like it's all even playing field, and to some extent, in some cases, there is with certain discrimination, it is like just as bad. But in some discrimination, it's like, bruh, nah, just because you unvaccinated, bruh, like that's not. At that point, that's just your choice. You chose not to want to be outside and move freely no more.
My thing is, why don't these people like recognize the fact that Donald Trump and Mike Pence are all fully vaccinated, and Donald Trump said, "Get the vaccine."
Yeah, and they booed him.
They booed him. I mean, like, I don't understand. Go ahead, Jelani.
Well, these people only voted for Trump because they like the racist, like, cartoonish qualities about him. He made them feel empowered and all that, and living in, middle of nowhere, Nebraska, on a corn farm. But to answer your question, why do white people want to be oppressed? Because they always want to be like us. They steal our dances. They make money for it off TikTok. They steal our fashion style. back in the slavery days, they stole our women, forced themselves upon them. So that's just always going to be a thing. I forgot what we even talking. Oh yeah, the Jim Crow thing. Yeah, it's just a silly comparison, man. It's not even like if they say like, okay, if you not vaccinated, you're not gonna have the same right to certain people. If I don't have a vagina, I can't go in the women's bathroom. If I don't play for the Atlanta Hawks, I can't go in the Hawks locker room. Like it's always gonna be
Right.
like something. If you don't, you know what I mean? Like there's always gonna be barriers and requirements and things like that. You just get in where you fit in. You know what I mean? If you don't want to get vaccinated, you just gotta deal with the consequences of that. Certain places you can't go.
Right.
Also, like Mo was saying, white people can be oppressed. Okay, throwing that out there, blah, blah, blah. If white people are poor, you have the income thing. If white people have disabilities, you have the disabilities thing against you. If white people are, veterans, and the veteran type of pay and everything like that is, because they don't treat veterans right all the time in this country. That's another thing. You know what I'm saying? So, white people can be oppressive. Just wanted to throw that out there.
You
But
just had to clean that up. Just
had to clean that up.
break the racial tension a little bit.
I do have jobs that I would like to keep.
No, the words and views of Jelani Easley are the words and views of Jelani Easley.
Stand on it, then, King. Stand on it. All right, but I guess do we want to keep talking about more specifically like the Andrew Wiggins and Kyrie Irvings and Bradley Bills, or?
I think
go ahead.
I feel like with Andrew Wiggins, that situation isn't that bad. I feel like he's eventually, it's either you realize like, bro, you're not that big of a piece, so we're not even going to try and press it that hard. Like we'll trade you before we really go through all this. Right. But with Kyrie, this may be an issue because, I saw somebody say on ESPN, it's like, I think it was Stephen A. It's like, Kyrie the type, he'll just go ahead and just retire. We're like, all right, y'all really want to make this that big of a deal? All right, I don't need the hoop. So with Kyrie, I feel bad for Kevin Durant, man. I just feel because this ain't what he expected. He was just like, bro, that's why he went to Golden State, bro. Literally he was talking about how he just wanted to go be part of a good team, just hoop, and it just seems outside of that Golden State situation, it's been nothing but chaos, before and after. So, I mean, it was chaos during, I guess, too, but that's just because, he felt like he wasn't getting the credit he deserved.
Well, I was about to say, like, the chaos was like Draymond took one shot or something and then yelled at him on the bench, we don't need. Like, that was the chaos. It was literally just that one little moment. And then, Steve Kerr didn't give him his credit and the president didn't give him his credit one time. Like, that was it. It was like you said, it was kind of all on the court stuff. It wasn't like, some of the stuff he might have had to deal with Westbrook and some of the stuff that he's dealing. Yeah, this is wild, bro. This is wild. And, it's just, especially when you consider everything, all the pieces that the Brooklyn Nets sacrificed to even build this big three, and to never have the big three, they're probably never going to have that big three together for like an extended period of time. And it's just like, dang, the East is wide open, man. Atlanta, Milwaukee, this is your chance to strike again. And it's just because of a voluntary decision. That's the craziest part.
Well, I think at the end of the day, Kyrie is going to end up getting a shot and playing just because all this like, yeah, I stand for the cause. I'm anti-vax, you know what I mean? I'm one of the leaders, one of the chosen ones. Like that sounds good. They're not paying you. They're not paying you for these games that you miss. So, when them checks, not to count his pockets or whatever, because I'm sure that he's, you know what I mean? He had like the Uncle Drew movie and all that. He's probably doing fine. But, when you're missing 17 million that you was expecting, I saw that, I think that was on Twitter. He would miss 17 million this year if he didn't play the 41 games in New York. Like that sounds good, but that's, you probably got some things you want to put that money towards. So I think eventually the money's going to talk, and you're not going to miss. Like that's crazy to miss every single home game for your team because you don't want to take a shot.
But Kyrie the type to be like, man, my Native American ancestors, they have nothing, so I could go without some 17 million. Like, I don't know. He just be on some other time sometimes, bro.
Like Kyrie a different breed, bro. Like, he like Kyrie like, we don't need the money. What is money? And I'm like, Kyrie, you've been a millionaire for like since you were 19, bro. So he's like, what is the money? money is imagine, have you ever heard the kids say that within the past year, like the TikTok generation of money is a foreign, like a made up concept of that the society has given to us. Like that's the type of stuff like Mo said that Kyrie believes. I can totally see him being like, I don't need the money and I, keep my freedoms and my liberties and stick to I'm doing what's right as opposed to taking the money. I've made plenty of money in my career and basketball is art and my art is speak for us, et cetera, et cetera. You guys know.
I already painted the canvas. Like, I'll tell you, like, yeah. I feel like it could be an issue, but I feel like at the same time they're gonna get it worked out because I think he does love the hoop though, and I think that's gonna supersede everything. It's like, do you really wanna? It's like you're only gonna have so much time left. He what 28 now?
Nah, he 30.
He 30?
Yeah, he came to the league 2011.
Oh dang. Oh yeah. So yeah, the time is ticking.
Yeah, that whole generation getting like that whole Paul George,
29.
Like that era.
He 29.
We'd be like with 30 this year though, right? Or next year?
March. Yeah, March.
Yeah, he about to be 30. He'll be 30 this season.
Dang, yeah. Well, I mean, at least they still got Harden though. And then maybe, Kyrie could just be like, hey, y'all figure this out. I'll be back later.
Harden and Durant is enough to win the East.
Yeah. That was enough to beat the Bucks if Harden was healthy.
Yeah. That's a good point.
See, the thing about this,
I don't know. Go ahead, Jelani.
Oh yeah. See, the thing about this is going to annoy me is that I don't think he would retire. But hypothetically, if he did retire, I know he would go on like this long press run where he's acting like the chosen rebel to go up against the NBA.
What's his name? The Muhammad dude from the 90s who used to pray before the games and got blacklisted from the NBA. The Muslim.
Is it Sharif Abdul-Rahim?
No, not Sharif. He played for the Hawks. It was like Muhammad. He's from Mississippi. Muhammad. Muhammad Abdul Rauf.
Yeah, Rauf, my fault. But he was like Kaepernick before Kaepernick. He got blackballed out the league.
Him and Craig Hodges.
Yo, speaking of Kaepernick, I know we had like the whole like back and forth, but what Des Bryant said this past week was wild. I ain't gonna count
it. Like it's like, bro, what are you even like? These dudes, some folks, bro, like they just it's people's egos, bro. At the end of the day, it's just people's egos. Like if your ego is so big where the only thing you can see is me, like that's the unholy trinity, bro. Me, myself, and I. Feel me? So it's just like, bro, like folks' egos. That's something that I've learned recently. It's just like your ego will get in the way of so many bags, bro. Like don't fumble the bag on your ego, but continue.
This man was like, he missed the opportunity to create jobs for black men and put and help people out and employ people in the community. Like, bro, is this man supposed to be like the U.S. economy? Like, what are we? Like, how much pressure are we putting on this man because he took a knee right now? Is he president of the United States? Like, I didn't know that was his responsibility.
Facts. And, it's just also to the point of you saying him not providing job. I'm like, he was definitely like outside of, the kneeling and whatnot. He was definitely helping with like charitable things and then trying to get, people in position. So like, that's why I'm like on that aspect, like you wilding. Like, as I said, my only disagreement was like I just didn't really like the way he kind of went about it, just at certain times. But for him to just straight up say like, "Oh, you didn't do you," I don't know, like, cause they had that. I didn't see the whole thing. I just saw the clip, and then at the end of the clip, I heard somebody was like, "What was the call to action?" And he was like, "Nothing." And I'm like, "All right, bro. Like, let's not act like this man just wasn't doing nothing, Like, and I just felt like that just sounded spiteful, like. Because I'm like,
all he was saying when he was saying you're not giving black men jobs, you're not providing opportunity. All he was saying was I didn't get on the team. That's all he was saying. It's just his ego. He's just thinking about himself. Because what other player? Like it was Colin Kaepernick, Eric Reed, and then maybe Des Bryant might have been the three biggest names who weren't on the team for a very long time.
Yeah,
because RG3 was on the team, which is crazy. But yeah, those were the three biggest names that weren't on teams at the time. So it's like, literally, who else are you talking about, bro? You the only one out of that group that wasn't kneeling and speaking black, 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 and with the Black Coalition and the Black Players Association, fighting against Malcolm Jenkins and the rest of the NFL players with the social justice initiative with the NFL. You were the only person who wasn't black, 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 black all the time. You just a black dude who happened to be in the NFL. So it's
Right.
like the only person you're talking about is yourself, bro. And you need to get over yourself, and you need to step and don't drag Colin's name in it, because Colin has done so much. Like, what have you done for the black community, Des Bryant? Answer me that question. What have you done? You want to challenge Colin Kaepernick? What have you done, Des Bryant, for the black community? That's my question to him.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that was, I don't know where he was going with that. I don't know, with Des, man, he just gotta focus on, putting himself in a position, instead of worrying about other people.
Think about something else outside of football. And I know that's so difficult. I saw someone on Facebook this week talking about, they posted a picture of them in like 10th, 11th grade on varsity. And they're like, I remember so many people doubted me. Coach only gave me a chance for 8 minutes a game. And I know what I could have done if I had a bigger opportunity. I'm like, dog, it is 2021. You're talking about 2010. Like, let it go. Please let it go. Like, but it's like, that's the thing with like these athletes, dog. You spend so much time just to even work yourself to a high school varsity level. They don't have an identity outside of sports. So it's like, Des Bryant doesn't have an identity outside of football. He didn't get in the league for 2 years, and he should have been in the league those 2 years, but I don't know if it was his reputation with the Cowboys and throwing up the eggs, being all about himself, which he's just proven to be true right now with talking down on Colin Kaepernick's name. And he has nothing to do with your unemployment. And, you got to think, if I'm Des Bryant, I'm thinking, okay, what can I do outside of this? You look at the NBA side, you look at the Nick Youngs, you look at the Brandon Jennings, who also come on the I Am Athlete channel. Those dudes found something else. Okay, fashion. My name's Swaggy P. Brandon Jennings, he was known as a cool dude outside of the basketball court from his time at Oak Hill with the little mohawk and, the high top fade. Brandon Jennings is like, okay, I'm going to go into fashion. I'm going to figure something out. You got to figure something else outside of football. You got to move on with your life, bro, because like this ain't it.
Right.
You saying Des Bryant, the dude with the 30-year-old dude with the huddle highlight in his the huddle link in his Twitter bio? And he's still emailing his his game film to like Canadian Football League coaches.
This is exactly who Des Bryant is.
It's a sad fall from grace.
Yeah, but yeah, I guess moving on now. Oh yeah. Bradley Beal. That was, so we talked about Kyrie, we talked about Wiggins. Bradley Beal's the last one now. And he was trying to come off so, just like, oh, I'm going to kill him with this one. And he was like, you can still get the vaccine. You can still get COVID with the vaccine, right? And then he started to, did his shoulders like that. And everybody's kind of looking like, yeah. And then he's like, so I get the vaccine. And then, he's just, I don't know, bro. Like,
you know what? One thing I've noticed is like, because of social media, I feel like we're too open to let everybody have an opinion. Like, you hear people have these phrases where it's like, we got to have a discourse. So we need to have a dialogue, and like, no, it's like certain conversations don't need to happen. Certain conversations don't need a devil's advocate or for you to try to have like an opposing opinion. You're not smarter than the scientists. Are there, like, I'm sure there are going to be some faulty cases of the vaccine, like a very less than 1% type of thing somewhere in the country. But it's like that with every single medicine. It's like that with Tylenol. It's like that with Pepto-Bismol. Like, it's side effects for every medicine. So it's, I don't know. Like we said earlier, like, these people, they're going to think what they think and do what they do.
and like Perk said on ESPN, with professional athletes especially, you take in all types of supplements and shooting everything in your leg to get you back to rehab quicker and stuff. Like, you don't know what's in that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing here, bro? Go ahead, Mo.
Oh, no, I had nothing to say.
Oh, you said right, so I thought you had something else. Okay. All right. Well, I guess not now the Mickey Mouse ring. So the Mickey Mouse ring argument is an old argument. It's from last year. This is totally outdated, but it was something that came up because I was watching Aiden Ross's stream earlier today. And he said Anthony Davis was watching the stream. and he was excited about Anthony Davis watching the stream because he helped his favorite player of all time get a ring, and everybody called it a Mickey Mouse ring and blah blah blah. And he's like, "Oh, shut up, guys! The bubble ring was the toughest ring to get because mentally, you know, you had to fight through isolation and everything like that off the court for 3 months." So I hear that argument a lot of how the bubble ring was the toughest ring to get, but I also hear the argument of what about guys like Tyler Hero and other guys in the bubble who were hooping in the bubble, but like once outside opened back up again, they went back to their normal average player selves. So I wanted to ask you guys, when you think of the bubble, does it enhance that you perform that well in isolation, battling mental blocks, or was it like guys who don't play well in the bubble outside of the bubble were playing well inside of the bubble, so it doesn't really count as much?
I mean, for me, I don't really look at it as I don't know. I saw the bubble like ring the Lakers won kind of as I guess like less than, not because of just the fact of like, oh, certain players were hooping and certain players weren't. I look at it as like a lot of the teams were kind of depleted. They didn't have like the full, like, just because some players didn't go into the bubble, some players were hurt. It's a the whole thing just felt kind of like fluky. Um, so to me, that's how I kind of always looked at it. But they got their, LeBron got the ring, but I don't know. It's always felt a little fluky, at least in my opinion. But it's not because, as I said, because certain players were hooping because they were in the bubble, blah blah. Like, I just think if you hooping, you hooping. But I just feel like it was because there was a lot of teams that weren't at full strength. You know, but
It's only been a year, and it's already weird to look back on. Like when I see highlights from the bubble from last year, it's hard to really feel like yo, that really happened. Like this was a real thing that we witnessed. Obviously the main differences between the bubble and traditional NBA playoffs, you're not going on the road ever. There's no pressure to play good in front of your home crowd or your away, or to shut up the away crowd. So that's, for a lot of people, that probably was making it easier for them just to not have to think about that or to deal with that peer pressure. Not peer pressure, that's the wrong phrase. I mean, they're not in middle school. The pressure from the audience being there. But I don't view it any less though, because at the end of the day, the game still did have to get played. These are still the best players in the world, and to win 16 games against the other best players in the world, that does, I don't, but I'm at the same time, I'm not like about to boost it and be like, oh, it's the toughest championship because they had to go. Like, no, bro, it's tough to win any championship. It's not easy to be traveling for all these months. You're exhausted by the time we get to the season starts in October and you're playing in June. Like, you don't want to be traveling back and forth all that, at that point in the season either. So I don't put it on a pedestal, but I don't look down on it either.
Okay, I respect it. I respect it. I really appreciate both of those perspectives and stuff like that. I just wanted to kind of throw that out there, because you look at a guy like a TJ Warren, who's dropping 50 every night. He comes back outside and it's like TJ Warren returns to TJ Warren. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like when LeBron said, because I think LeBron went on the shop when he first said, or he went on the shop, or he went on Richard Jefferson's podcast when he said, I think it's the toughest ring because of everything we had to deal with being in isolation. So I was first siding with him on that. And then I think the fact that the Lakers won it, people are going to be like, okay, it's a legitimate ring. It was kind of like the same thing when Jay Williams was like, if the Hawks win the championship this year, then there's going to be an asterisk next to it, like, okay, this is the year everybody got hurt in COVID. I was like, what? You can't do that just based off the team who won. But I felt like the Lakers were, for the most part, during the regular season when outside was open, they were the best team in the league. So, I mean, I felt like it kind of lined up with who won. But I think it is also something to say about players play differently in the bubble with no crowd and stuff like that. So that's how I feel about it. I still count that ring for a guy like Dwight Howard to get his first ring. If they don't win this year and, he retires, he still got one. You know what I'm saying? I look at it as a legitimate ring for Dwight Howard. So, yeah, that's just how I
Yeah.
look at it. And yeah. So I think that's all I wanted to talk about with that. I just literally thought about the picture of the Lakers have 6 Hall of Famers on their team this year, and the picture day that they had, media day. I know we already talked about it last episode. That was the name of the episode, was predictions for the Legacy Lakers. But um, I guess just is there any difference, that thing that you feel now that you've seen them all in uniform together, taking the pictures and stuff, like about just how cool I guess the moment is, or anything, at least that they're at least together?
Mm.
No, I know what they looked like before that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool to see. It's cool to see like all of them in the same uniform, because Dwight was like, and I was like, Dwight, bro, you like doing the most right now. Hold on, give me a second.
Yeah, you know what I mean. We gonna
Yeah.
keep this pushing. That was like I was gonna say. Dwight Howard has always been swaggerless. Like he's like, even when he was like the Superman guy dunking in the dunk contest, nobody was like, yeah, I hope they put the Air Dwights out next year.
Right. Crazy. People talk about how Dwight is like the most annoying teammate in the world. Like, or at least he used to be. But I think that's why he kind of bounced around. Like, they be like, man, like Dwight be getting on everybody's nerves. But so that goes into I don't know. Yeah, the lack of swag and stuff. It kind of like, it just lines up with Dwight.
I think he was more annoying probably like 5, 6, 7 years ago. I definitely think it was a stretch from like when he left, probably like the last year in Orlando, up until really he was kind of out of the league for a little minute.
Yeah.
And I think when he wasn't getting offers, and the Lakers, I think they signed up for the vet minimum, he's like, all right, I can't mess this up, bro. I'm playing with Bron. Like, I gotta relax this year.
Right. Yeah, because it's like, bro, like LeBron will put you in your place and then put you off the team. Like,
LeBron got D-Wade traded.
Bro, facts. He was like, yeah, bro, this just ain't working.
Right.
Yo, I was looking at media day and it threw me off because I was at work and they had it on the TVs. And then I saw Kyle Lowry in a Heat uniform. That, like, I forgot about that signing. And I looked up, I was like, what's going on? Oh, crap, I forgot he played for the Heat. I think they're going to do all right, but I can't see the Heat really doing too much for real. Like, I just don't see it, Maybe they could put it together. What did you finna say?
I can see them making a run, but I don't know if at this point in his career, if he's that much of a difference maker than what Goran Dragic was. You know what's messed up is that because of Twitter, every time I hear the name Kyle Lowry, I just think about all like the thick jokes that they make about him.
Right.
Or whatever. And
yeah.
So that's what I think about when I think about this potentially future Hall of Fame point guard. But
right.
Oh yeah, that's the question. Do you think Kyle Lowry's a Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that championship solidified it.
Yeah, and just the fact that Kawhi was the leader of the team, but then it was really kind of like Kyle Lowry. Well, Kawhi was the best player, but Kyle Lowry was the leader of the team.
Yeah.
And I feel like that just his leadership and stuff. That kind of one of them, like those intangible things that's like you kind of consider when putting somebody in the Hall of Fame, because it's like the person was able to really like galvanize the team. Because before that, you got to think he was like them series against LeBron. Like, I think, what was it? It was like a game 6. He had like 0 points or something, or like it was like single digits for sure.
It was a nasty stretch where LeBron was just making them his child, like him and you know what I mean. No disrespect to him and DeMar, because they two great players, but it was especially that last year, 2018, when they, I want to say, did they sweep him that year?
Yeah.
Yeah, when he hit the game, yeah, that was when it was like, bro, you like LeBron out here with his, Larry Nance and 37-year-old Kyle Korver at that point, he's still getting y'all up out of here.
Right. Actually, I think the Raptors may have won at least one game. I feel like they maybe won one game, but regardless, like, hey, Rashad, did the Raptors win a game in the 2018 series against Cleveland?
2018. Let me look that up. Hold on.
I feel like they may have won like 1 or 2 home games, like, and then that gave them a little hope. But bro, that 2018 season, I'm not even gonna lie, bro. That was like the greatest like thing I've ever seen. LeBron doing that, like
Cleveland
him
swept
literally dragging. He swept them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he dragged that team to victory, bro. Like that was, I'm not even a LeBron fan like that, but just watching them games, like game after game, where it's just like you just think it's like ain't no way LeBron be able to pull this out.
And people like, because I did the Larry Bird thing, and everybody was like talking about how they were like, LeBron isn't even top 10. LeBron is number 17 on my list. Like, I was like, dude, come on now. Like, I'm not a LeBron fan, but y'all talking crazy. Like, and this entire thing of like the Larry Bird era that he played in was so tough, and LeBron couldn't, like, bro, like, there's no physical specimen in the history of basketball at any era that was LeBron size. What are you guys talking about?
Right.
Old heads talk about 80s and 90s NBA like it was like Monday Night Raw. Like, it was people still getting buckets back in the day that wasn't nearly as good as LeBron is.
Right.
I don't know if Kevin McHale can play in 2021.
Nah,
you can say that for him.
Bro, you got to think, man. Like Tim Hardaway had the nastiest crossover with that whoop. That he had that one move, bro. It's like think about what Kyrie out there doing right now, bro. Like.
But I mean, Ross Strickland was pretty close to what Kyrie's doing, but like that's still not what Kyrie is doing. Kyrie is doing some other stuff, like he doing like he's spinning the ball, like doing this, like, and the ball ain't going nowhere. I don't know what he be doing magic for real.
For real, bro.
Yeah,
it's just the thing that separates him from like the other like the other guys that was just mainly like Jason Williams, for instance. Like Kyrie he's still like a way more efficient shooter. Like he's a great, you know what I mean? He's not Steph Curry, but he's definitely an efficient shooter for the point guard position.
Right, it's really crazy just to think it's like you be looking at the old like crossovers, even with like AI crossed over Jordan. Like, they talk like that was like like he just did him so dirty. Like, yeah. I'm like, bruh, it was just a simple, and it's just so crazy because it's like, it used to be, if you make a move going this way, you going this way. What, bro, you not going that way no more? Oh, he got something different. Like, it's like, bruh, it's crazy, bro.
If they put Kyrie Irving in like 1966, they would think he was like some alien sent from a secret planet of black people they don't know about. Like he might get lynched back then.
That's what True Withers said. There's Baller's Life did this mixtape on his 9-year-old. The 9-year-old is doing all of that. And then they were like, if you showed this to James Naismith, he'd have a stroke.
What are you doing to my game?
The 9-year-olds out there like this. Like the way the game has evolved, bro. Come on, like I know, yes, they've adjusted the rules to where you can't double hand check, you can't single hand check anymore, like they used to do when Wilt was playing or when Jordan was playing. I get that, but at the same time, it's like let's look at the basic things, right? LeBron was an all-state level high school football player. Like, and come on, I mean, I know he whines and does this and all that, but like, let's be real, bro. Like, these dudes are giving their all when they try to drag down LeBron James. He played with Shaq. He played against Shaq. He played against Sheed, who said, my era, blah, blah, blah. The name of this episode is Stop Overhyping 80s Basketball. But, or something along that line. But, yeah. I don't know, man. Like, seeing the comments, because I see these comments, like, every day now after doing the Bird thing. And it's just like, bro, like, y'all are – like, I seen the dude have Dr. J in his top 10, but not LeBron. I'm like, bro, you really think Dr. J is better than LeBron James, bro? Like, come on now. Like, all respect to Dr. J. He lives in the A and stuff. Come on now. Like, Dr. J wouldn't even say that. Come on.
For real.
If you drop
Kareem
Kevin
said he can't
Durant
watch the game anymore.
In 1988, he's at the lowest, the third best player in the NBA. Like, maybe Jordan or Bird, you might say at that time. Like, Those would be the ones, or not Jordan Bird, Jordan Magic. I'm sorry, because I still think he would be better than Larry Bird in that era. But yeah, it's crazy. I think these guys couldn't play in any era.
You talk about knocking people down. These people, like I see them making shots now, getting knocked down. Like I don't get it. And like he said the Steph Curry thing or the Trae Young thing. You don't think like folks is mad at little light skinned dudes running around? Like people are like pulling their jerseys and scratching and clawing and everything like that you don't see off the ball before they get the ball and do the bink, bink, bink and pull up from half court to shoot it. Like those dudes work a lot off the ball and those dudes work a lot, period. And I don't know, man. I feel like people kind of underestimate them just because it might look a little more glamorous these days. That's just my opinion. But yeah, Jelani brought up an interesting topic before we recorded of what's a moment, album that you were really excited for that came out and you were just wildly disappointed by it. I could start off. I'll say for me, it's definitely The Big Day, because I think that was around the time Solange's album came out too. So Solange's second album comes out, or not second album, but the second really good album, and it was When I Get Home or something like that, and it was really good. I just remember listening to it and just like jumping up and being like, "Oh my gosh!" Woo! Like that was just my first reaction to it. And I feel like every album that you're excited for, you should have that feeling the first time you listen to it. With Chance, I was waiting to have that, and I never got it the entire album. And about the middle of the album, I was like, okay, I'm bored now. And then I was like, I don't know if I like this that much. So I guess what was that album for you guys?
We discussed this album on here before. This is definitely one of them. Views. You got to think when Views was first announced. I already saw Mo. He gave me a look like, all right, bro. No, no Views. So you got to think when Views was first announced. It was the day. You remember the song Draft Day, which is funny in hindsight because Manziel and Wiggins did not pan out. But Draft Day and Days in the East came out that day. Both of those songs was fire. Now, this was early 2014, and he announced next album is Views from the Six. All right, cool. We get to the summertime, it's like 0 to 100 comes out. Fire. Like that song. Love that song. We get to the...
He already got spring 2015 popping.
Right. He was letting us know what was happening. Fall, winter, we get there. I think Six God came out as like a single that fall. And then Used To, I think there's a song with Wayne that's on If You're Reading This Is Too Late. Mm-hmm. I think it was on a Lil Wayne mixtape before that mixtape came out. So I'm just saying that to say, like, what's happening. 2015, If You're Reading This Is Too Late, The Meek Beef, What a Time to Be Alive. Like, Drake, he gave us a lot of great music in between 2014, beginning of 2014, and when Views came out, which was spring of 2016. If you look at all the music that came out in between that moment when the album was announced versus the music that was on Views, it's not even close. Like, you were teasing this to be like this is the big one. This is the one that was going to solidify you, even though you were already a legend at that point.
I took a break from Views, now it's back to that.
Right. Like, this is what we was waiting for. And then when you look at all the music you put out leading up to it, the vast majority of that was better than Views.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what really disappointed me about that album.
Nah, I agree with that. I agree with, like, leading up to it wasn't like, it definitely could have been better. Like just the hype around it. Like the first Alicia, like a lot of his stuff tends to grow on me. You know, it's like first listen, there's a lot of songs that I'm kind of like, I don't really rock with this, you know? And then it just kind of grows on me. And I feel like that's kind of what happened with Views for me. But I say the album that I feel personally that I had big expectations for, because I really wanted to see this artist like just excel. Big Sean, Detroit 2. I didn't like Detroit 2. Like,
it wasn't that bad to me.
Yeah, it's not that bad, but it's just like, one, it's a sequel of a very good project that you did, you know? Like, one of your best mixtapes, it's arguably one of the best. So it's like, I'm thinking you're going to do Detroit 2, it's going to be something crazy on there, but it's just, I don't know. There's nothing on there that I go back and listen to, like, ever. Like, like legit, I went through it like once, I believe. And if I didn't hear it on the radio, you know, which not too many songs were gonna get played on the radio from that, you know. So that I think that's the album for me that I was just like, man, I just expected more. But I don't know what to expect from Big Sean at this point no more, you know? Like what I mean, clearly the good music, but it's just like
I
the
think I think
quality.
it's one of those things where you just kind of like tip your hat off to him for a great career and then clap. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like Big Sean's at that point. You know, he did 10 years. That's a good, good job. Good job, Big Sean.
Yo, Jelani, cause me and Rashad been kind of having this debate. Who do you feel would win in the verses, Big Sean or Wale?
Oh, jeez. That's a tough one. That's a great comparison too, as far as the.
That's what I said. That's what I said. Rashad think Big Sean would just watch Wale.
No, bro. No. I think you forget how many hits Wale has. I really think you forgetting, bro. Wale got a lot of hits. Not even counting like the internet.
I'm not. I'm talking about commercial hits.
Wale got
Big Sean made "I Don't Fool With You," bro.
That was a big song. That was big. He got big hits. Don't get me wrong, but you talking about verses, like it's just depending on how you counter. Like Lotus Flower Bomb in the verses.
Yeah,
it could counter well. What else, bro? He got
a radio song right now with Chris Brown.
I'm not the biggest fan of that song though. I'm gonna be honest with you, only because I remember when Diddy I Need a Girl Part 1 came out. We were kids, and it's weird for me to be at the age where songs from my childhood are getting sampled.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, these new. Actually, it's not even the new artist, bro. It's Chris Brown and Ty Dolla $ign and Hitmaker. Bro, them three, bro, they need to be stopped. Like, just take all their sample privileges away, bro. Because they is just going down. It's like, y'all are way too, like, at least Chris Brown and Ty Dolla $ign, y'all are two of the most talented people in the game. And y'all literally do nothing but sampling now. And it's annoying, bro. Like, because just make something original. Like, because these songs are going to be microwave like this anyway.
Pop, Lock, and Drop It, and the what's the Dougie, the Teach Me How to Dougie sample. I hate those. Both of those samples.
Who used the Teach Me How to Dougie sample?
And I rock. You ever heard that song?
I have heard a song played on the radio. It sounds like a TikTok song, bro. Like,
it's like, and she going and she rock, and then and I'm like,
yeah,
I hate both
I did
of
know
them.
it. So I was like,
and there's a Huey one with the Pop, Lock, and Drop It. I hate that song too.
Yeah, Brady. A lot of these TikTok songs, bro, like outside of that one little part that was 10 seconds, 10, 15 seconds, bro, those songs be kind of trash. Like, right. Have you ever heard the whole Touchdown and Cause Hell video? Or song?
Oh, boy, I was about to sound so old. I was about to say, is that the Just Hop Down? Excuse me. That was from Vine. I'm old.
Oh, hell no. I just understand what you were saying. Yeah, that's like 2014.
Yeah, the Touchdown and Cause Hell is the it start. How did that thing? I gotta find the song because it's like the chorus is like touchdown and cause hell, touchdown and cause hell, yeah.
There's so many songs popping on. I haven't heard that one, but it's so many songs. I know like a Young Nudy song that came out in like 2017 was like recently like going crazy on TikTok because I guess some people use like part of the instrumentals in their background or whatever.
So shout out to Tony Snow for having a song called TikTok. And that song is like one of his more popular songs now because he named it TikTok.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Hey, that's hard.
Got a kid dancing like TikTok. But I thought you were about to play it, Mo.
Oh, I am. It's an ad.
Okay. But yeah, Jesus is the One got hot from TikTok.
There you go.
Oh, the bum. Oh, okay, I know that song.
Yo, this video lit. Look at this.
Oh, I know that. Okay.
I say, hold up. It's all out the pack. All right, my bad.
And like speaking of songs like that, did
I
you ever
like that
hear?
song. I like that song, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
With speaking of TikTok songs, did you ever hear the full "Bust It" challenge song? Like, can you tell me any lyric in the song besides the hook?
No.
Not a single one. Not a single bar.
Yeah, they played that on the radio a couple times, and I was like, yeah, I still don't know one word outside of the hook.
Not a single one.
That song is crazy, but yeah, man, like shout out to TikTok though. I mean,
Yeah.
Soldier found his way and stuff, and he was on Aiden, going back to Aiden. He was on Aiden stream, right? And he was talking about like how he came up, and he was like, yeah, I first came up through SoundClick. It was like SoundCloud back then. It was SoundClick, and he's like, and then I went to Bebo. You heard of Bebo? And he's like, nah. I was like, bro, like, yeah, we old, man. We old, bro. Like,
Right.
Bebo.
Rashad,
Yeah.
do you remember me and you? We had it was like our senior year, our last semester. I think we had like economics or something together. We used to sit next to each other in the computer class or whatever. Yeah, I remember one day we went back and pulled up your Bebo. It's from like 6th grade or something like that.
Yeah,
I doubt it exists, but I remember.
Bro, like, bro, Mo. Let me tell you about this class, bro. Me and Jelani, we did absolutely nothing. We had my boy James in there. You ever met James from my old neighborhood?
Oh, the white dude.
Yeah.
I forgot about it.
James was in the class, bro. This is all we did. I just roasted James. James tried to roast me back, and we just roasted James. And then, like, we just did nothing else. And because we were seniors, bro, so, like, we ain't do nothing. And it was a computer class. Like, one day, we literally sat in class and recited the entire college dropout and late registration. Features, we did the voices and everything. The skits. On that morning when this life is over. We did the whole thing. This slave ship is like a grave. Like, we did nothing in that class, bro. And that's the one thing I remember was when we recited the entire college dropout. But yeah, that was just background.
Yeah, we never short for content on the show. We start off one place and then we take you wherever we want to go. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah. You say, dang, so you found my Bebo?
We did in that. I remember in that class, like we were sitting there. You gotta think it was only like 6 or 7 years old at that point because we was seniors. Now that's from like 2006, 2007. Because I remember y'all telling me at like 6th grade academy that was the only site that wasn't blocked.
Yeah. Dang, that's crazy. You remember that jump?
Yeah, that used to be. Yeah, you used to make top friends and stuff, bro. You had little quizzes on the side.
The song when you come to your page, my song was I made it Barbie girl like as a joke, and I had like 3 girls from like 6th grade academy message. Are you gay? I was like, what? It was a joke. I didn't. And then they took it seriously, man. So yeah.
I don't even remember what my song was. I tried to go find mine a couple months ago.
I think Bebo didn't they like shut down all of our profiles or something?
Probably so.
Yeah.
Was y'all was on MySpace, right?
I wasn't allowed to have MySpace.
Okay. Do you remember any of your MySpace songs, Bo?
Slick. No, I'm trying to think. Cause that was what, like, I think that was 7th grade for me.
Yeah, it was like 6th through 9th grade for me. Not really 9th grade. Mostly like 6th through 8th grade.
I feel like some with T-Pain. Like it had to be at least one T-Pain song in there. That's why, like, I just can't think of like anything else I would have put. Either T-Pain or Soulja Boy.
Definitely had Soulja Boy cranked that at one point.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all remember the group, the Cool Kids or whatever.
Yeah,
I was heavy on them back then.
I remember one of my songs with Throw Them D's by Soulja Boy. Yeah, that used to be my song, bro.
Just got my report card or whatever.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite Soulja Boy songs ever, bro.
That's fire. Bathing Apes was fire. Soulja Boy is a legend.
Soulja had a run, bro. Like underground before he got his deal. Like, and it's crazy. I was watching his interview with Pharrell, and they're all talking about, I was early on you. Like I'm the one who put you on TV first, but crank that in. How'd you get signed and stuff like that? And it was just crazy to like. They thought they were early because of Crank That. Like, that's when they entered Soulja. I'm like, bro, you were late if that's when you got in on Soulja Boy, because he was the biggest thing. Like you said, like he dominated Bebo in MySpace era, and he had like I was listening to some old songs like probably right before the verses from him, like a whole 50 pack, and I'm like, bro, I remember all these, and they were just yeah. Soldier Boy was like that, man. Shout out Soldier Boy.
Right.
Turn my
Yo,
swag on as a Negro spiritual.
you said what?
I said turn my swag on as a Negro spiritual.
Facts. That's a fact. What's it called? But kind of going back to the Big Sean Wale discussion, I was gonna say, you know, just how I was talking about with Big Sean, you know, it's like I feel like it's what been like about three projects in a row that just haven't really connected with the audience.
Dark
Like,
Skies Paradise was in his last three, isn't it?
nah, cause there's the Metro Boomin, there's the what was the other one with the heels in front of the crib?
I decided.
Yeah, I decided was good. I liked I decided. I think it was just the Metro Boomin and then this one, Detroit 2. But yeah, well, I guess the last two projects they haven't really connected, and it just kind of and just with Wale, you know, he just dropped an album 2019 that I really liked. He had an EP that he dropped last year that I really liked. He got a song that's popping now. It's just like I don't know. I just feel like Wale. I get, you know, he's always been just known as the dude that's just always complaining about not getting the respect he deserves. But I feel like he kind of don't at times. Cause I just think like at this point, like we don't think of Wale as this like, you know, this consistent hit maker at this point, you know? I feel like it don't really be seen like that. It's just kind of like Wale's that dude that just always be complaining. But nah, Wale be, you know, I just wanted to kind of give him his flowers real quick, man. Like, cause he really be doing his thing and especially in comparison to like a person like Big Sean that's had more, I guess, critical acclaim than Wale, you know? But for him now, it's just like, it's hard to sustain it.
I think Big Sean is like the Fabulous of this era.
Okay.
Like Fabulous was like the fly, he could rap, like he was a dope rapper. He was like the fly, cool rapper or whatever, but you never put Fabulous on the same level as like Wayne or Jay-Z or like 50 from that era or Kanye from that era. Like he was always kind of second tier. And I kind of felt the same way about Big Sean. Like Big Sean, it was the era of his career when he first came out where I feel like they was all kind of, well, Drake kind of just shot out in front of everybody early. Like Drake by fall 2009 was already kind of one of the biggest rappers on earth by that point. But as far as like the other, yeah, that was like, yeah. But like as far as the other blog era rappers like Wale, Wiz, Currency, like that whole era, I mean, they maximized their careers. You know what I mean? I think it's been over a decade now. You know,
I think for Wale, you know, another area that maybe he is still in this, but like fashion. He used to be known as that dude as far as fashion. Now it's like, now we got Offset. You know, Offset, you know, be doing his thing. He be putting it on, but it's like, you know, it was just different, you know?
I
Cause
was about to say, I feel like it's Rocky still, right?
Rocky is kinda.
But I mean, like Rocky, since he talks so highly of himself, excuse me, with the
Yeah,
pieces, it's like he's kind of talked himself into that, you know, I represent fashion for us. And like
right.
Tyler does it too. But I mean, I don't think Tyler's so different. I don't think people dress him really like Tyler all the time.
Have y'all seen that show, The Hype, on HBO Max?
No, I haven't seen it.
It's a fashion designer show where it's like up and coming fashion designers. They all compete, and then it's three judges. One of them is Offset, and it's like this lady who designed for Beyonce, and then this other fashion designer, this lady, and yeah, and they just go through all these different challenges, and that's why it was kind of crazy to watch Offset on there because you know, as I said, like he has his own like he doesn't have a fashion house, but he has a fashion brand that's, you know, displayed on Paris Fashion Week and whatnot. But
I had no idea Offset was that like into it. I had no idea.
yeah, bro. And like, you know, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm watching the show and I'm sitting here thinking if I was one of these one of these designers. And then it was like, Offset was like, bro, you need to cuff the sleeve. Blah, blah. I'm telling you, like the sleeve need to be cuffed. And then one of the designers was just like, nah, I'm gonna do it my own way. And then so when it came, like, like Offset was mad and like, bro, you didn't even listen. And I'm saying, he probably thinking like, bro, cause you Offset. I'm not sitting here I don't give a damn if you want cuff sleeves or not, bro. like we passed the hour mark at this point, right?
Oh yeah, bro. We've been on for like an hour now.
Yeah. But yeah, what you finna say, Johnny?
Yeah, you're not if I was a fashion designer, it would be kind of hard for me to take advice from, no disrespect to Offset, he does dress as well, but it's a difference between right. It's the difference between dressing well and being like Ralph Lauren or somebody like that really knows how to design clothes. But it reminds me of that season of American Idol when Nicki Minaj was one of the judges.
Yeah.
Like, no disrespect, Nicki. Like, you had a great career, but like I don't know if you really the one that should be telling me I can't sing. You know what I mean?
Right.
She's not a bad singer, but she's not good enough to be judging my singing.
Right. For real, bro. Like, I don't know. A lot of these shows, they just be putting people in position for the clout. There's this show that my girl watched. It's called I can't remember. It's about like voguing and like, like these different like, Vogue houses going against each other and whatnot. It's on like Netflix. And they got Meg Thee Stallion as one of the judges. And you can just tell, like, the other judges are all qualified, and then it's Meg. And then, like, there was this one time, bro, everybody gave this one group, like, there was like, this is like a 7, like 6. Meg was like, I thought it was a 10. You 8, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah. So, like, and they was all looking at her like, bro, you don't know what are you talking about? But they be needing these faces for the clout. Even with, that show, the rap show that D Smoke had became famous on. And they had Cardi B. It's like all right.
Chill.
I mean, I ain't gonna cap, it was just certain points. It's like, come on now, like, what is Cardi really finna tell me? But Cardi did have some good insight on that show, just about how to be like, she was good for like the people to be, like, she could tell like if you have a star quality, because she has a star quality, so she could see it in other people. But as far as like, don't, when these people get on the show, I just hate when they overstep. And I feel like don't try and make it seem like you know more than like, the person that really does this,
I'll give Cardi a pass on that one just because I know she has ghostwriters. So she does, to an extent, she has to be able to hear the lyric and be like, okay, I think this is fire. You know what I mean? Like, I do think she, at the least, she does like a deciding factor on that, as far as what she chooses to rap and what not to rap.
That goes into the point of people who use, like, that's a good point, people who use other people in the creative process. That's kind of like one of the things I've always kind of said about like Drake, when people would be like, oh, well, he's, he has ghostwriters, this and the other. And I'm like, but it also takes, a person to have the ear to be like, this is it, and, and just also with Cardi, you have ghostwriters, but clearly nobody else could say it the way you saying it, So it's like, you also got to give people the credit of knowing how to use your voice the right way. It's not always about knowing how to write the words. Sometimes just know how to say the things the way it needs to be said.
Like Quentin. What's his name? Quentin
Miller.
You don't even know his name anymore.
Right, that boy life went all downhill after that. I think he only got like one.
I see him on feature lists all the time, and I'm like, oh, that's the Drake dude. And
he lost a limb, didn't he? Or he lost like a leg, didn't he?
Yeah, I think it has something to do with like diabetes or something like that.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking when you said that, I'm like, oh, you talking about OG Macko when he lost an eye. So dang, so OG Macko is the one who shouted out Quentin Miller. He lost an eye, and then Quentin Miller lost a leg. So you trying to tell me Drake didn't set that up?
Listen,
I don't know. Y'all heard about right, y'all heard about when I think it was Static Major. he was, I think it was him. Like Drake was trying to get him on a production deal, and then he said, yeah, he said no. So Drake invited him over to the crib at like midnight, and he said he walked in, and the only person there was Chubbs.
Yeah.
He said Chubbs like broke his jaw. He had to go to the hospital. He was in the hospital. He was in like bad condition for like 2-3 days. And then I think Drake responded with like crying emojis or something.
It wasn't just Static Major. Static Major was gone by that point. It was Detail. He's on 305 to My City.
Yeah.
Yeah, him. But you remember on the beginning of War where he's like, like the UK drill song he made?
Yeah.
He's like, man's want to tap up, man's and wire up, man's like Chubbs did Detail. Like, his jaw wired or whatever. Like, he was.
Yeah. That's why.
Drake, bro, come on, Drake.
He's a psychopath. I've been saying this for years, though.
Now, that's why Baca went to jail. Like, he was talking about when Baca get home. Like, Baca went up because a promoter didn't pay Drake. So they pulled up on him. And I think they attacked him, and then like the cops were following him, and he had like a gun on him, all this other stuff. So he ended up like having to sit up for a couple of years. But yeah, man,
The boy.
Hey, when we was talking about Quentin Miller, it's funny that y'all brought this up because this might have been like 2 weeks ago. I just randomly like went back and listened to those reference tracks. And hey, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote more than what you remember he wrote. Like I remember thinking at the time, like, oh, it was only a couple lines. Like, it's okay. Nah, bro, it was Drake didn't add that. He like chopped up a little bit what he said and moved it around and pieced it together. But because I forget why I was looking this up, but we were talking about like Drake writing, and I realized that if you go back and look at a lot of them early albums, like he was way more out in the open with the writing than what we really noticed. I just think we just never really paid it to, because it's a lot like the dude when he's like Hush Got a Gun on Miss Me. Like that's one of his main writers. Like he's on a lot of Drake songs. If you look at the credits, and he co-wrote a lot of these songs with Drake.
Yeah.
And he got my credit cards and a lot of wine.
Yeah. He co-wrote a lot of songs. Like Party Next Door wrote a lot of these songs. He's open about it. He credits them, but it's
the week.
My fault.
No, my bad. I was just gonna say The Weeknd and Take Care.
It just makes me take him off he's on like the same list with like Drake and not Drake, Kanye or like Dr. Dre or like Puff or somebody like that. Like I can't put you on the same list with Jay-Z or BC, like as far as greatest rappers.
Speaking of Ye, I want to sneak that in before we get sidetracked. Did you guys see the Netflix trailer when Ye was rapping the 2 words?
Mm-hmm.
And then it had that part that wasn't on the album at the end and stuff like that.
No.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't see him, Mo?
No.
He was rapping with who was it? Mos Def? It was Mos Def. Yeah.
I think Wood Harris might have been there.
Yeah, it was Mos Def and those guys. It was the College Dropout era, and they did the 2 words. You know the song go.
Yeah.
2 words. Yeah. They did that, and then Ye, after he did his verse, he did some more like an ending part of it that's not on the album and stuff like that. And then I was like, dang, like I don't know. It's a lot of old Ye clips of him like freestyling and rapping where he's like really rapping. And it's like, I look at that and I'm like, I give him a Ye can rap, right? Ye can rap.
He still wasn't writing a lot of like Rhyme Fest and Consequence was still.
No, I'm talking about like, when he's rapping in, the clip when he's rapping in like the Fat Beat store in like what 94.
I think Kanye can rap. Like, don't get me wrong, I think he writes a good amount of that, but like he always had writers. Now that I look back on it and I realize it, like Rhyme Fest was always there, GLC was always there. Like he always had some people around him.
Right.
All right. Okay. All right. But so shoot. What's the other thing? What was else? Something else that you guys wanted to bring up? Do you guys want to talk about the award show since we didn't get to talk about that last week?
I mean, I guess we could bring it up. We were just talking about how for the viewers, it's just how like award shows don't really mean the same as what they used to mean. And I noticed I saw a clip because it was the 20th anniversary of Jay-Z's The Blueprint. and this was summer 2001. This was the first BET Awards, and he I forget what song he performed originally, but he performed a bunch of songs from the old album, and then he debuted H to the Izzo that night. Like nobody knew it was coming out. It wasn't like there's no internet to warn you. It wasn't like tune in here, and he just randomly just performed it for the first time that night. And it's like, what award show, like Drake's the biggest rapper now, Jay was the biggest rapper back then. Like what award show is Drake going to and performing a random new song at? Like we just not getting those moments at award shows anymore because it's too easy for me to just tweet my song out instead of performing at this show. And we all have our own things that we into. We not all gonna be watching the Soul Train Awards on Wednesday because UPN said it's coming on. Like we all got phones and things that we into. So it's I think as a result of that.
Also, I feel festivals took over. You'll preview a new song at a festival.
That's true.
Yeah. Those are valid points. It's crazy, man. Because like you said, like award shows used to mean so much. Like you talk about the BET Awards. I didn't even realize that 01 was the first year. So that means that this was the 20th anniversary, and I don't even remember anything being special. Like they didn't say 20th anniversary of the BET Awards like once. Did I miss something there?
It might have been 2000, but I want to say either way. I want to say for sure it was 01 though, because I don't think they had. No, yes. You're right. I didn't hear no announcement about it.
So first of all, that's crazy. Second thing is like those first couple of years. Our earliest memories, or at least my earliest memories of BET Awards, are obviously Monique coming out and doing the Beyonce dance, but also the what was it? James Brown, when James Brown.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah, I was just gonna say that Michael Jackson, James Brown,
and Michael Jackson. What? Like it was only one other time those two have been on stage, and that was when Prince came on stage, and it was like what, in the 80s or something like that, and that clip is all over YouTube and stuff like that. Was like one of two times those guys have publicly been on stage together, and when both of them were already established as who they are, because they probably, Little Mike was probably on stage with James Brown as a kid and stuff like that. But like that stuff is it's wild, man. Like we had moments, and I remember a couple of years ago they tried to make it a thing again where Kendrick rapped about support the BET Awards, and then Gambino had his largest year and he showed up, front row and tried to support the BET Awards, and then they called him up there, tried to get him do something for free, and he didn't like that. So it's like I feel like. And then, Ye is talking about, if you keep doing this to black artists, we're going to stop showing up to these things. You want us to show up, and then you do us like this. So it's like, I don't know. I think it's like egos and, artists wanting to take the power back. But I don't know. I feel like award shows are at least keeping the culture of them alive. Like it's kind of, is it important though? I don't know. I don't know if it's important. Maybe it's important. Maybe it's not important at all.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they're that important. Like I kind of stopped watching them a little minute ago. Yeah, because there's not too many moments that excite me to see. Like I guess sometimes the theatrics of stuff is kind of cool, but I'd rather watch you perform on SNL before I watch you at the BET Awards. I just feel like there's so many other places to see these people perform now as well. So it's just like it doesn't really give the same excitement. I could see you perform in the big stages, on the big venues and stuff. So you're going to go all out there. It doesn't like that would be kind of like once a year. I mean, like you only get to see these big moments out of these people like once, like every couple of years, or on the award show. It's like YouTube wasn't as popping, or it wasn't as easy to get videos of somebody's performance on YouTube. So it's like, yeah, you got to tune in if you want to see the new Beyonce performance, the new Kendrick performance,
But the performances are different though. Like Tyler, the Creator, like his Grammys performance, like the stage he set up, and then the BET Awards, the stage he set up, those are stages that aren't on his regular shows, So I mean, but those are the artists you're talking about, the artists who actually care. Like not many artists actually care enough to even have that much of a difference from their live show performance and stuff like that. And then another thing is like the moment that we had with Kurt Franklin and Lil Baby this year. Like, how many times is Kurt Franklin or Lil Baby gonna be able to come out to a Kurt Franklin show? You know. So it's
Yeah.
like, you get to see the collaborations live that you don't usually get to see because of people's schedules at live shows and award shows.
Kurt Franklin would definitely come out to a Lil Baby show.
No facts.
For real?
Like,
You think he coming to the Lil Durk We Outside tour?
Voice of the hero.
Bruh, yes, I can see Kurt Franklin is not above none of that.
Yeah, I don't think he's above it. I think it's very difficult for me to believe that Kurt Franklin's going to come out to the We Outside Lil Baby, Lil Durk tour.
I mean, ain't like he finna come out to Back in Blood. Like, I mean,
Kurt Franklin, I got my own fight on this security in the.
Hey, you got to remember though, Kurt Franklin popped out with the shiny suit era, like with the ski goggles back in the day. The church people wasn't. He was on his Puff Daddy wave. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's why he embraces hip hop so much. Is because he came in and gospel community, was pushing against him and stuff.
Yeah, GP, are you with me? He already let you know what it was. Yeah,
I don't know though, man. Like the We Outside tour is a whole nother animal. I don't know if Kurt Franklin comes out and does We Will in the middle of Baby set. If Baby does that, that's extremely cool. But I don't see it happening.
Hey, it's 2 BET Awards moments I just need to bring up before we do in this episode. I would not be happy if we not bring this up. The first moment, 2005, Destiny's Child, they performed Cater to You. And they gave lap dances to, I think it was Terrence Howard. I just looked it up, Terrence Howard, Nelly, and Magic Johnson.
yeah.
I was just always curious as to what like the selection went into picking these individuals. Like how did these 3 individuals end up being the 3 that we narrowed it down to?
How Magic get up there? Like Nelly and Terrence Howard.
You know what? I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to, I was just going to throw the alley-oop and let somebody else do it. Like,
Magic had that money, boy.
and something else, he had.
Bruh, for real, because I'm like, yeah, Nelly is 05. It's Nelly. Terrence Howard, Hustle and Flow just came out. All right. Magic, like, come on.
Oh, man, Magic said, I got it, man. He said, it's in the what? It's in the Staples Center? I built that. I won 5 championships with the
Ain't nobody getting no lap dance in here.
I'll pop out.
Ain't no show. Ain't gonna be no show.
And there's one more moment I gotta bring up before we end this. This is like 2014. I remember throughout the whole award show, BET was like, yo, at the end of the show, Jay-Z and Beyonce are performing. And they was like teasing this the whole week leading up to it, like, yo, Jay-Z and Beyonce are performing. Bro, at the end of the show, they're like, all right, we're gonna take you now to a live simulcast of Jay-Z and Beyonce on the Run tour. We're going to show you 15 seconds of them performing, and they ended the show. Like, they really, like...
It was at like 11 p.m. Eastern, too, bro. I remember that joke. Like,
yes, bro. Like, they went to a quick 30-second performance. Bro. Yes, bro. That was, like, supposed to be the main event.
Bruh. So I don't even remember.
BT or...
I remember that.
You missing some other ones because Twitter made it fun again, bro. It was like 2010, 2011 when everybody... Like, the last couple of years, everybody had cable. And, the Soulja Boy cried during, I forgot which tribute it was. This man, Soulja Boy was crying during someone's tribute.
Yeah, Whitney Houston, I think.
Busta Rhymes was in the crowd with the little Cheesecake Factory outfit on too. Oh my gosh, man, bro! Like the BET Awards, they provided some moments, dog. And then VMAs, obviously the moment that stands out. I think Jelani said this on the last one, but the Molly was good from Nicki Minaj. Like that was a moment. Right. So I mean. And then Kanye said he was running for president. So those were like the last award show moments. But I like those moments. And then I'm going to let you finish was a whole movement. Taylor still hating for that.
We forgot one BET award moment. When Ace Hood bezel fell off. When he had his wife. You didn't see that video?
Hey, hold on.
Nah. Please pull up the video. You got to.
All right, I'm about to pull it.
Please pull up the video, bro. Okay. I need you to. Because I need to see our reaction to this in live time. I'm sure y'all seen this before, but I just need y'all memory jog. Type in Ace Hood bezel fall off.
Yeah, the first thing that came up was Rolex. Let me see.
Yeah. Please play that video in the Zoom room. I don't know how to do it. I'm
I
not
got
socially equipped like that.
Oh snap!
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the titles, bro. This is hilarious. All right, here we go.
To the PT family, that boy A-Sub, man, what's happening with you, bro? Man, the building, man, BT Wars going down. Happy to be here.
Why he just rub his hand like that?
Wait, what did you say, Mo?
I said, why he just rub his hand like that? Did you see that?
Hold on. I'm running
He
back.
like,
Family, that boy A-Sub, man, what's happening with you, bro? Man, the building, man, BT Wars. Let us young people just come through and take over, man. We got you over, man. It's awesome, man. I'm happy to be here. My new album, man, is in stores July 16th. Make sure y'all pick that up. We just here, baby. We feeling good. You feel me? What's up now? Speaking of feeling good, man, I know that was crazy right there. That's the first time we let people perform. You want something up? Hold it. Is that? Homie? You want? Yo. He almost.
Oh
Take care of that before we continue. That's
no!
It's all good. That's only 20K right there. 50,000 and just drop right there on the floor, man. It's all good.
Yo, why they keep putting Bow
Why
Wow?
they zoom in on his wrist? Why they zoom in while he screwed it back on?
Yeah, they had to do that.
Man, it's in stores July 16th. Make sure y'all pick that up.
It looked like it fell earlier because Bow Wow was looking down.
He was looking down.
Okay, all right, hold on. Let me see if I can see the exact moment. Of it.
Man, let us young people just come through and take over, man. We got you over, man.
1 a.m. podcast analysis.
Happy to be here.
right.
My new album, man, it's in stores July 16th. Make sure y'all pick that up.
So I guess it dropped right when he was doing all that. Y'all picked it up.
Speaking of feeling good, man, I know that was crazy right
Right,
there.
when right before he said, y'all go pick that up, that's when it dropped.
Bow Wow had to say that, bro, before the end of the interview. He could have said thanks for coming out, Asa, and then finish the interview, bro.
They
Like,
zoomed in on it. Why would you do that?
Bow, you didn't have to do that, Bow. Mr. 106. Well, why do they keep putting that man Bow Wow in like situations with his exes?
Hey, man, because he cool with all his exes, bro. It ain't nothing to him.
Salute to Bow.
I ain't never had nobody show me other than.
Yeah.
No, so one topic that we ain't touched on last week and kind of last couple weeks. How y'all feel about this whole Gabby Petito situation?
I need more info on it. Is that the missing person?
They found her.
Yeah, she's not missing. Yeah, they found her.
Oh, explain it to me.
Oh, that's the girl. She was she like a YouTuber. Her and her boyfriend was out here, doing white people stuff, like living out in the like open world, and yeah, I guess they got into an argument. Cops pulled them over. Like somebody called like the cops and stuff, and then they were like, no, everything's fine. Like we're just arguing. Like it's all good. Then the next day she went missing. He came back to town and without her, and then he came back for a couple of days, and then he dipped off. So now he's missing. And yeah, and then they found her body in like a lake or something like that.
Found her body?
Yeah, she dead. Yeah, they found her body. Oh yeah, so you didn't hear nothing about this. Yeah,
Like a big news last couple of weeks.
yeah.
No, like I've heard of, I've seen her name, Gabby Petito, and I heard she was missing, but that's all I knew about it.
Yeah. So like as I said, her boyfriend came back in town without her for like a couple days.
Dang, is she dead?
Is he dead? Nah.
Can't find him.
Yeah, I doubt he's dead, but he's on the run.
Oh, he probably in like Mexico or something.
Yeah, he's somewhere. But
Dang.
yeah, like
All that went on the last couple weeks?
yeah.
It's so crazy. Dang. Hold on, let me look this junk up. What the heck? All right, y'all continue to talk.
At first, like when I first heard about it, and I saw this lady, my girl was the first person to tell me about it. And when she was telling me about it, I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of like, all right, like some white woman went missing. Like, it's unfortunate, but it's like, why is this? What's making me really care? Not really care to, I care about everybody being whatever. But yeah, like just realistically, like, yo, this isn't that deep. But then as the story developed more, I've started to kind of, and I don't know if it's because they keep showing it. That's what made me kind of like be a little bit more interested in it, because it's like every little update.
Look at this coverage. This coverage is ridiculous, bro. Hold on,
What?
look at this coverage. GMA 2 hours ago, Fox News, CNN, NBC.
Yeah.
What the heck? Fox Tampa, another local, CNN, CBS, like a Jello Ball video for some reason. Tampa Bay. Look at this is crazy.
Yeah,
like, I looked this up to get her channel, and like it's all like, you know, big serious news outlets talking about this. It's kind of crazy. Oh,
Well,
okay. So apparently, someone had something to say about the. Okay, they said, does mainstream media cover people of color less free? Yes. All right, go ahead.
Where I was getting at with it, because this lady went on CNN, and it was a black lady, and she was like, "This is, you know, like she was like, this is a very unfortunate situation, but this is another case of missing white woman syndrome." And yeah, I think that might be the lady. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, and I feel like, you know, it is kind of like if this was a black woman, this would not be getting this much coverage, you know. But the whole situation is crazy in general, though. For him to come back without her, like the cops pulled him over the day before she went missing, and they had gotten into an argument, but she said everything was fine. You know, now he missing. You know, I don't know.
I scrolled this far down, and I still can't even find their own YouTube channel, bro. Like that's kind of crazy.
Why would you come back? Like, if I'm on a cross, like hypothetically, obviously I'm not like I haven't murdered any women in my lifetime, but like if I was, I don't even want to say that. But I'm gonna just say from his point of view, if he was to do that and you're on a cross country journey, like why would you just not keep going? Like, why would you not go to? I would try to duck off in like the woods of New Hampshire or something like that.
But they deleted all their videos.
Nah, I think they just started. Like,
they didn't blow up off of one video.
I mean, I think everybody watching the video because of the story.
Oh,
yeah,
that's like, fishy too, man. What the heck?
Yeah, like, yeah, I thought that's why I was just kind of like, all right, whatever.
Let's watch this. I want to watch this.
The whole 8 minutes?
Yeah, I'm about to. I'm like, we can give it a solid 30 seconds. Like,
see what it's looking like.
You see these white folks, Gabby and Brian.
Gabby Peter never goes outside.
This is why I don't be feeling bad about, like, because I'll be like, sometimes white people be choosing to be homeless.
Yeah.
Like, for real. And it's like it's all a joke. It's a game for them, bro. Like,
we decided to be homeless for a week.
Like, in that little itty bitty van. This is where we live now. Like, what? Eating sushi in the van. Like,
I ain't gonna lie. I'm looking at this whole thing, but like, it just doesn't look like it can end well. Look at all these places, bro. No one's near them. Like,
I'm just trying to figure out, like, what made you like, did you find something in her phone or something? Like, what made you?
That's the exact thing I thought. I was like, yo, why not you break up? Did you break up?
Yeah, like, you ruined your whole life for no reason, bro. You could just dropped her back off, like.
Thanks.
Wow, bro. Homeless people don't do this, by the way. They don't get on Ferris wheels.
Man, you know, since we already we've kind of been speaking openly and freely about white people. So, yo, bro, it's just so crazy, man, how like they be having so many like little like dark secrets and stuff like that because of their ability to like get stuff like, you know, covered up. And it's like, cause he could have easily been like, he could have murdered somebody underage when he was like a kid or something. And then like, they'll like just close all those records off. You know, if parents put the money up, blah blah blah, and you'll never know. Because I saw, I heard this one murder mystery story about that's the exact thing that happened with this one dude. Like he killed like I think their mom and like tried to murder his sister and tried to murder like his dad or something like that, like all in this one night. And so he got committed, and then but then you know they changed. Like he was like I think 11 when this happened, so he got committed, whatever. They closed off all his records, and then like when he was like 30 something, like he had ended up killing like his wife and his niece, and you know, and then like his wife's best friend's husband had told him that like yeah, he had made like jokes about like like if I ever need somebody killed or something, like let him know, or like you know, just little stuff like that. And it's just like I don't know, that's just crazy to me, you know. Just I just think in certain situations you can't y'all can't put that much privilege into things, you know, because it's like just the fact that you're gonna close the records, seal off the records, and it's like realistically, like they ain't finna do that for no black kid. You try to kill your whole family, like, bruh, you getting committed, and that's on your record.
Almost got expelled in 6th grade.
Facts, you know, like for real, like they would have tried Buddy as an adult, you know, but I don't know. It's you know, the world we live in is crazy, man. And that's why it goes into like, you know, you think like, bro, why would somebody want to kill somebody in these situations? And it's like, could they really be like, you know, people, I ain't just saying, you know, it's only white people, but people just be sick in the head for real. And it's like, you never really know. Cause like for us, it just seems like you said, just drop her off. We arguing like, all right, this ain't working. Like, we're going to take the van back. I'm going to take you to your parents. This is done.
Someone said that about Will and Jada. They were like, normalize breaking up. Sheesh. What were you about to say, Jelani? You on mute?
My fault. I done mute. Yeah, my fault. Yeah, I just, bro. That's a whole nother topic. There might have to be its own topic next week, bro. Because she got to stop playing that. First off, I could tell by that man's facial hair he's stressed out. This man had the most diabolical, bro. This man has a chin hair with no mustache. That's a nasty look. Very nasty look, bro. It's not trustworthy at all.
Right.
But yeah, she gotta stop.
Those youngsters crazy because they like, I don't know, man. I don't know. There's a lot. There's always a lot with their relationship, and it's been that way for the past probably ever since Red Table Talk became a thing. It's been a thing about Will and Jada like publicly, and that goes back to, you know, back when they were quiet, they didn't do interviews and stayed mysterious. No one knows these things. It's like someone said, I forgot who said something dumb. Nicki Minaj was saying some dumb stuff. And then someone was like, each and every single day, I'm glad that Beyonce is quiet. Because, like, if Beyonce started talking, man, like, a lot of her mystique and everything like that would be kind of just washed away, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, people are people. Like, no one's perfect. No one's, like, this, like, above average human. Like, you know, you listen to Pharrell talking. Pharrell's obviously a musical genius with, like, in music. But you listen to him talk about some stuff, and he's no smarter than the average person. You listen to Kanye talk. Kanye's a musical genius. You already know what you get with that. Right. And, you know, at the end of the day, all these people, when Frank Ocean does interviews, there's nothing special about Frank Ocean. He just doesn't talk. And, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, like, there's something to be said about people who just kind of don't let you. I think the Bible says even a fool who doesn't speak can be viewed as wise because he chooses not to speak. So, I mean, it is what it is. But I get that. That's all we have, unless everybody has anything. Anybody else? Anything else before we sign off?
We doing parting shots.
I have one, but if you guys want to come up with one, and okay, all right. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. I had mentioned in the group chat about the No Jumper show that I watched the past week, and it was I just want to give a shout out to them because I don't know if y'all watch it. You know, they got the dude named House Phone on there and then AD, and they had House Phone came on there to kind of, you know, like resolve some issues that he had with Adam, and with just, some grievances that he had with just the people in the office. And, they did it live on air. And then, but with that, it turned into a really real conversation because they were like, yo, bro, like, we don't be knowing where you at half the time. Like, we don't even know your committed level to this, and then he started talking about how, like, bro, like, I'm going through stuff, like, his mom and and then they brought the dude named OG Suicide on, who tried to kill himself at 22. Like, he shot himself in the head and he survived. Yeah, he's 52 now.
So his name OG Suicide?
Suicide.
Yeah. That's
I didn't mean to laugh, but that's a crazy name and
So,
story.
like,
I'm sorry.
If I got into like a car crash when I was a kid and it was really traumatic, I'd be like OG vehicular homicide or something like that. Like what do you like?
OG car wreck.
Yeah, like I mean, I guess.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
Speaking of Kelly Price died. Speaking of, she died of COVID and they resuscitated her.
Oh, I thought you meant like she was dead right now.
No. She died. She died, and then they brought her back to life. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Well,
so she was doing the TMZ interview, right? And then because they were saying she was missing, she was explaining what happened, and she was like, "I had COVID. I dealt with a really bad case of COVID, and I was in the doctors for a long time, and then they lost me, and then but they brought me back and everything, and thanks to all the doctors." And then the TMZ person was like, "Wait, when you say lost me, what do you mean?" She was like, I died. And I was like, "Oh, wow." Okay. Yeah. But yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. All right. Well, crazy.
Prayers up to her. I'm glad she's doing better.
What a segue.
But like, they brought the dude OG Suicide on, and he spoke to him and just like as a real man to man, and just told him about like. And I think it was good for anybody who was listening. And if like you're going through something and you just like, sometimes life feels like it's overwhelming and, you have all these responsibilities and, while you're also having like real life issues going on, real life situations, And so it's just like, he just spoke about like, just stepping up, manning up, doing what you got to do, not making excuses. Everybody going through something, but it was a really good episode. So I recommend, if you watch it, my bad. If you watch it, skip like the first like 30 minutes. Like he got his wife, Adam got his girl and this new girl that they signed to OnlyFans on there. There is nothing on there. Like they not talking about nothing on there. But yeah, after that, from that point on, it's a really good episode. So yeah, so I just want to give a shout out to them, to House Phone, anybody out there, going through stuff, just yeah.
You want me to go? My partner shot is that it's about to be October, which means that we're in the last quarter of the year. I just want to say to anybody watching this, myself included, despite however many fuck-ups you might have had in the first 75% of the year, you still got a quarter to try to bounce back and salvage something from this year and get something positive as far as going. Even if it's a wrap for you doing what you wanted to do this year, you could get started for what you want to do next year. So just a little, a little like fake, motivational positivity right there.
Right.
For sure. We appreciate that. And mine is to Yorty Shorty. Yorty Shorty is someone who went viral for, a lot of people are calling her like a crackhead because she was outside of someone's window, outside this wing joint. These dudes were in their car eating. And then they were like, "We don't know who you are." And she was like, "Can I have $5 for some gas? Can I have some gas?" They're like, "What? Shorty, what are you doing? You tripping, Shorty?" And then like out of nowhere, she just started singing. She's like, "You don't need no other body." And like the video went viral and everybody's like, "These crackheads different in 2021." And like, so the video went viral and then she like kind of used it because they found her at in her Instagram and she used it to flip it to promote her music and her singing career because she's been singing apparently and that's her thing and she's very talented with it. So she's using the platform from something that was a negative and she's flipped it into something positive and promoting her career. So salute to Yorty Shorty and also just hope she gets the help she needs as well so she doesn't fall down that path of being a quote unquote crackhead as people are saying.
Does she really do crack or she just needed some gas?
Well, the way she was moving and stuff, it was like crackhead vibes. So I don't know. People threw that on her, but if you ever been to a gas station in a random area and had a woman, approach you and she was obviously strung out. It looked like that. So I don't know if you guys have ever had that. I mean, y'all
Yeah.
from Atlanta, so I would guess y'all have. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
I'm
yeah.
well versed in the crackhead community.
We know all about them crackhead vibes.
Shout out to the crackhead viewers, man. We love you.
But I was watching Gambino's This Is America tour last night, like while I was playing the WNBA playoff, and I was like watching. I was like, okay, bro, like, yes, Gambino, you got to throw some respect on his name. He can hold his own in the verses against Tyler the Creator. Tyler the Creator would not watch Gambino in the verses, bro.
Yeah.
He wouldn't. Where do you stand with that, Jelani? Where do you stand with that, Jelani? Real quick.
He wouldn't wash him, but I think he would win though.
But yeah, Gambino, he got some stuff, bro. That I forgot. And I'm like, because I'm looking at his set list, and I'm like, Gambino got some stuff. Like, and it's like, and it's kind of crazy how like willing the crowd was with all the genre changes, because he's going like from funk to soul to trap to like every rock, like he's doing all the genres, and I'm just like, the whole crowd is just going with it and singing all the songs, and he's going through years of hits, and yeah, he's got Gambino. People got to throw some respect on his name, but yeah, that's all I got is my parting shots. And with that being said, that's another episode in the books. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We appreciate you all. Fellas, go around and give them your socials.
Find me on Twitter _Jelani, JELANI, 2 at the end.
Find me on Instagram and Twitter at RBMo __. Find me on all streaming platforms at Mo Knows. Check out the pod on Spotify and wherever you listen to podcasts. And yeah, gang.
RashadMillen.com. You can follow me on Twitter at Do Something with Kennedy Carter, please, before she wastes her prime. Thank you. This is the Road to 2K subs if you're new to the channel. I always have to throw that in for Mo. All right, y'all.